हरे कृष्णा अर्जुन साखा प्रभु जी दंडवत प्रणाम। हरे कृष्णा अर्जुन साखा प्रभु जी।
वंदेहं हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
Hare Krishna कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम
Hare Krishna, Arjun Sakha Prabhuji, Dandat Pranams.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Are you able to hear me, Prabhuji?
Yes, Prabhu, I can hear you, Prabhu. Am I audible, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhuji, you are audible. If possible, you can turn on your video, Prabhuji, if no connection issues.
Yes, Prabhu, let me just connecting. In the meantime, can you start with Mangala Charan Prabhu, and if you can share the screen?
Sure, Prabhuji.
Okay, Prabhu, got it.
Yes, Hare Krishna devotees, we welcome all of you for the today's morning program, Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. And today we are very fortunate to have His Grace Arjun Sakha Prabhu. And Prabhu will enlighten us on Srimad Bhagavatam, 4th canto, 24th chapter, verse 68. Over to you, Prabhuji.
Thank you very much, Prabhu. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrutyam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devi Saraswati Vyasam Tado Jayat Mudure Mukham Karoti Vachalam Pangulangayate Girim Jat Krupatamaham Vande Sri Guru Dinatarine Shunyatam Swakatha Krishna Punya Sravanam Kirtanam Hrudayantasto Avadrani Vibhunoti Sahusrutam Nashtaprayeshu Avadresu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Ruttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naspiki Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Sriti Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nitinami Namaste Saraswata Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesa Sunyavadi Pasatya Deshatari Hare Krishna. I welcome all of you to this wonderful session Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. And today we are discussing the 68th verse of Rudragit, that is 4.24, 68. Am I clearly audible, Prabhu? If you can help me.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah, thank you, Prabhu. So let's recite here. Atatvam asino brahman paramatmam vipasitam vishwam rudra bhayadvashtam akuschid bhayogati. Atatvam asino brahman paramatmam vipasvitam vishwam rudra bhayadrashtam akuschid bhayagati. Atatvam asino brahman paramatmam vipasvitam vishwam rudra bhayadvashtam akuschid bhayagati. Hare Krishna. Over to Mataji, Prabhuji. Those who would like to recite, please.
Hare Krishna devotees, unmuted. You can unmute and recite.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Atatvam asino brahman paramatman vipaschitam vishwam rudra bhayat vashtam akutsaschit bhayagati. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji.
अतत्वम् असि नो ब्रह्मन् परमात्मन् विपाचितं विश्वं रुद्रभयाद्वष्टम् अकुटाचित् भयगतिः. Hare Krishna devotees, any other devotee?
अतत्वम् असिनो ब्रह्मन् परमात्मन् विपश्चितं विश्वं रुद्रभयद्वष्टम् अकुटश्चित् भयगति. हरे कृष्ण.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Mataji and Prabhuji also. So let's go by synonyms as well as this purport. Atha, therefore, Tvam, you, my Lord, Asi, are, Na, our, Brahman, O Supreme Brahman, Paramatmam, O Super Soul, Vipaschitam, for the learned wise man, Viswam, the whole universe, Rudra Bhaya, being afraid of Rudra, Dvashtam, annihilated, Akushchit Bhaya, undoubtedly fearless, Gatihi, destination. Translation: O my Lord, all actually learned person know you are as Supreme Brahman and Super Soul. Although the entire universe is afraid of Lord Rudra, who ultimately annihilates everything, for the learned devotees, you are the fearless destination of all. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. For the purpose of creation, maintenance and annihilation of this cosmic manifestation, there are three lords, Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, Maheshwara. The material body is finished at the time of annihilation. Both the universal body and the small unit, the individual living entity body, are susceptible to annihilation at the ultimate end. However, the devotees do not fear the annihilation of the body, for they are confident that after the annihilation, they go back home, back to Godhead. Tattva deham punarjanmam naeti mameti so Arjun. If one strictly follows the process of devotional service, he has no fear of death, for he is predestined to go back home, back to Godhead. The non-devotees are fearful of death because they have no guarantee of where they are going or of the type of body they are going to get in the next life. The word Rudravaya is significant in this verse because Rudra himself, Lord Shiva, is speaking of fear of Rudra. It indicates that there are many Rudras, 11 Rudras. The Rudra, Lord Shiva, who was offering his prayer to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is different from the other Rudras. Although he is so as powerful as they are, the conclusion is that one Rudra is afraid of another Rudra because each and every one of them is engaged in destruction of cosmic manifestation. But for the devotee, every one is afraid of Rudra, even Rudra himself. A devotee is never afraid of Rudra because he is always secure, being protected by the lotus feet of the Lord. As Sri Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Kunteya pratijanahi name bhakta pranishyati. My dear Arjuna, you may declare publicly that my pure devotee will not be vanquished under any circumstances. Hare Krishna. Om Ajnana Timirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakhyurunmilitam Jainam Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Jaina Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamaiham Dadati Shrapadantikam. Bande Aham Sri Guru Sri Juta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavanshamsha Sri Rupam Sakrajatam Sahagana Raghunatham Idam Tam Sudhikam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Shahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakha Nikansa. हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरि पंचाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवास आदि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. So we all are chanting the wonderful song by Rudra Geet, and this is a very amazing song by Rudra, by Lord Shiva. And in the very beginning itself, Lord Shiva narrated about this particular stotra, we called it the Gita, to the Prachetagan, and narrating that this song, if you listen or if you recite every day, it will be given, you'll be coming closer to the Lord and you'll get the benediction of the lotus feet of the Lord. This is the first declaration by Lord Shiva at the very beginning to the Prachitaga. And we are coming towards the conclusion of the Rudra Geet. And if you look at the Rudra Geet, it is nothing but the glorification of three things. Glorification of the Lord in abundance, the huge glorification of the Lord. Not only glorification of the Lord, but also the glorification of the devotional service. Glorification to the devotional service, and predominantly glorification to the devotees. And now again, towards the conclusion, and now is in this particular verse, he is narrating about the state of a devotee. What is the state of the devotee? What is the state of the non-devotees? And what is the state of the devotees? Here is the distinction. And the very first distinction is the fear. The very first distinction he is talking about is the fear. What he is saying? My dear Lord, is addressing to the Lord Krishna. Oh, my dear Lord, or actually learned persons, you know you as the Supreme Brahman and Super Soul. Lord Shiva knows, and he is given the example by demonstrating that how he was so cautious while drinking this, what is called the poison that came out from the ocean, right? And he was so clear to the heart, he was so close to the Lord. That means he very well knows this Lord is residing in my heart. And since he is residing in my heart as Paramatma, I cannot trouble him by giving him the effect of the poison. And that's why he kept this poison at his throat itself. So this is how we talk about. And he knows very well. It is also the Krishna resides in the heart of every devotee, every human being. But the devotee understand that Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead and lives in everybody's heart. Iswara sarvabhutanam hriddesha Arjuna tishtat. Brahmayan sarvabhutani jantra rudhani maya. Krishna declares that Ishvara, the Lord, is residing in everybody's heart. Sarvasya chaham buddhisandivishtu. And also Lord says that your relationship with the Lord will also be gradually the exchange will be happening the moment you start understanding the relationship between you and the Lord. And our exchange of discussion, our exchange between the Lord and also goes to the step and above. Gradually it goes off. And the devotees looks God in a different way. Upadrashta, Anumanta, Bhukta, Maheshwara. These are these qualities God is representing in the heart by residing in your heart. But the question is, those who are bewildered by this material mode of nature, those who are completely taken over by the asuric prabhav, the demonic characteristic, they cannot see that. Mohita, they got totally bewildered by this mode of nature. Maya upahruta jnanam asuri bhavumasu. And they cannot understand the presence, they could not feel the presence of the Lord. So Lord Shiva is trying to say that those who are learned, those who really understand the essence of the life, the learned people, Sumedasa, Asammudha, they understand Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is very, very close, very near, very dear to me. And he's residing in my heart, always with me, in the form of Upadrishta, in the form of Anumanta, in the form of Bhokta, in the form of Bhokta, and also in the form of Maheshwar, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And this is the vision of the devotee. And all the vision will also be coming from where? It's all come from the benediction, from the blessings of the Lord. Guru Krishna Prasadamaya. The devotee very well understand. And Lord Shiva, he was describing here, he's describing here the importance of the devotee. What is the state of the devotee? And further, what he is saying? Vipasitam. Vipasitam is the very important points, those who are wise people. And if you recite this verse, there is a wonderful verse by Sukdev Goswami in Srimad Bhagavatam. What he says, Tapassino dana parajasassino, manassino mantra bida sumangala, humam ja vidanti binayadarpanam, tasmei shubhadra sravashe namo. This wonderful verse, this is a prayer by Sukdev Goswami. And he says, and what he says, Tapassino dana parajasassino. All this munis, the saint, what they do, they engage in the lots and lots of austerity, the tapasya. And also, often we have seen that amazing, great numbers of kings and number of wise people, those who give dana. Tapassino, dana para. Dana para means the highest level of giver, right? Tapassino, those who are doing a lot of tapasya. Jasasino, those who are all powerful and they have got lots of amazing famous, they're very highly famous people. Manassino, they always think in this mind, they dwell in the mind, they completely control their mind. And also on, there are people, those who are saints, those who are, they recite wonderful verses from Veda, wonderful verses from Purana. And how Sumangala, in a wonderful way, in a very austeric way, they recite these verses from the Vedas. But what happened? Humam na vidanti binayadarpanam. They could not, even after having all the endeavors, all the austerity, all the penance, all the danas, all the tapasya, they cannot get the highest perfection in their life. And how the highest perfection of the life will come? Because binayadarpanam, the highest perfection of life cannot come without offering to the Lord, without offering everything to the Lord. And this is the difference between the great devotee, between the devotee and the tapasvi, the jnani, yogis. And Rudra very well know, Shiva very well know, Lord Shiva very well know that it is the devotee who is closer to the Lord. And at the very beginning, at this verse 37 verse, if you recall that, in the Rudra, before that Rudra Gita, Rudra very, very clearly stated that the devotees of the Lord's are very, very dearest to me. Nobody is more dearer than the devotees of the Lord. Because they give each and everything, they offer everything to the Lord, even their life. What they say, Tasmei Shubhadra Sarvashe Namo Namo. Humam na vidyanti bina yadarpanam. So then you cannot get perfection without offering to the Lord. And devotees very well know how to offer, because they find Krishna at the closer to the heart. And what he says again, this is very wonderful points. Again, he's Sukdev Goswami is saying, Vichakshana jat charano pasadanat. Vichakshana jat charano pasadayat. Sangam vidhyutya abhayas antatmana. Vidanti hi brahma gatim gataklama tasmai shubhadra sravashe. Vichakshana jat charano pasad. This is a very important point. What is Vichakshana? Those who are superlative degree of highest level of intelligence. Vichakshana. Very sharp intelligence. What they do? Those who are very highly sharp intelligence, having high sharp intelligence, what they do? They resides very close to the lotus feet of the Lord. And they hold the lotus feet of the Lord. And they never, never, never give off the Lord. The lotus feet, they always hold the lotus feet of the Lord and they dwell in that. Vichakshano jat charano pashadaya. Vichakshano jat charano pashadanat. Sangam vidhutya avayat antatmana. And what they do? Antaratmanam. Within the heart, they find the Lord. Always they find the Lord closer into their heart. And that's why they are very closer, very dearer to the Lord. And Krishna here, Prabhupada has narrated that Arjun asked, often it is seen that devotees also looks like falling down. There are many devotees who moved away from the path and they have distracted from the devotional service and somehow they got contaminated and all this stuff. Arjun who asked this question to Krishna. Lord says, no, my devotees never fall down. And it looks like they're falling down. But once you have surrendered to the lotus feet of the Lord, there is nothing called falling down. And he says, Kipram bhavati dharmatma. Again, Kipram means immediately. Kipram bhavati dharmatma saswat santi nigacchati kunteya pratijana hi name bhakta panish. And this is a declaration of the Lord that my devotee never fall down. And what is falling down I'm talking about? We're talking about. The falling down is not from the material gain or not losing material wealth or opulences, but it is all about falling down from the characteristics of the devotee. Advishta, upadishta, Advishta sarva bhutana maitra karuna evacha nirmamo niraham krutva sukham dukkham samukhyami. This is the characteristics. And devotee never fall down and never compromise on that qualities. And even though it looks compromised, but what the promise of the Lord? Name bhakta pranishati. Oh my Lord, oh my dear Arjuna, declare to the entire universe that my devotee will never, never, never fall down. Because why? Why Krishna is saying my devotee will never fall down? Because yogakyamam vahamyaham. I take care of them. I take care of them personally. And this is the difference. And that gives the strength to the devotee. This promise of the Lord gives the strength. All the blessings gives the strength. The blessings of the Guru, blessings of association, blessings of the Lord, which comes as the peripheral, the gain, being engagement with the Lord, that comes as the strength for the devotee. And with that strength, the devotee never get bewildered, never get fearful. Sumangala. This is very important points. And the word of the Sumangala is also found in very way in all the sounds, particularly in the Gopi Gita also you'll find it. Sreya, Sumangala, Vibhuti. This will be found because the devotee very well know how they are protected. They're always and each and every moment they are protected by the Lord directly. And they see Lord, the association of the Lord, in a very different transcendental way, not in this physical form, but in the spiritual space. And here it is again, the Lord says, Lord Shiva is saying that, what is Rudra Bhaya? The Rudra Bhaya is the Bhaya of the highest level of Bhaya, the fear. It is found in the research. They say, I don't know, it is a Hay group, I know. What is the biggest fear of life? Globally, it has been done a research that what is the biggest fear of life? The biggest fear of life is the fear of death. And this is why around 70% of the population globally, They're leading life each and every day out of the fear of death. And because of the fear, they consistently they are in the fear. They do not understand what is the reality of the life. And what Srimad Bhagavatam says, the moment you hear the word, they hear the name of the Lord. The moment you hear the glories of the Lord, the moment you remember the Lord, the moment you bring remembrance of the Lord in your mind, immediately the fear goes away. Immediately the fear goes away. Jad kirtanam, jad smaranam, jadarhanam, jadarshanam, jad dharhanam, vandanam, jadarhanam, lokasya sadyo vibhunoti kalmasha. Immediately, lokasya sadyo means immediately. For whom? Lokasya. For whom? Which loka? Which people? Those who are remembering you. Jat kirtanam, jat bandhanam, jat smaranam, jat arhanam, jat darshanam, jat bandhanam, jat darhanam. These are the things that if anybody who is performing these activities, being associated of the Lord, jat kirtanam, by reciting, by glorifying the Lord, jat bandhanam, by bandhana, by reciting the stuti, smaranam, the remembering of the Lord, remembrance of the Lord. And if you are doing all these activities, what will happen? If you're remembering Krishna, reciting the name of the Krishna, doing the glorification of the Krishna, reading this Bhagavatam, what will happen? Just Sravanam, listening to the glorification of the Lord. Lokasya sadyo vibhunoti kalmas. Immediately, all the kalmasas, the weakness goes away. And the fear comes because of the weakness. And that's why Krishna says at the very beginning of this Bhagavad Gita, Kyudra Hrudaya Dorbalyam, Tatra Utishta Parantam, Tattva Utishta Parantam. And the first things that we need to get rid of is the moving away from the fear zone, and which is caused by what? By the Kyudra Hrudaya Dorbalyam. Because of the contamination, because of the weakness of the heart, we all are suffering. And the biggest suffering is the fear, as research in the modern day says. But this is not a research by the modern people, but it is research from the very time beginning, when Brahmaji says the same thing. And Lord Krishna says, Ma Sucha, don't be fearful. But how it is possible is only through the devotional service. And the devotees comes to the platform of fearlessness. And it was what Lord Shivji, the Rudra, is praising about that. Even 11 Rudras that we found, there are 11 Rudras, and we all know how the Rudra came into existence. The Rudra came out from the forehead of Brahma. Brahma was given the assignment to establish the universe, to expand the universe, and to expand population as well. So that Eka Bahunam Vividhati Kama, this is the desire of the Lord. He wanted to be many from one. And also he wanted to enjoy this, the Vividha. Vividha means the variatedness, and different type of things, different taste, different creation, different kind of your bhava, the rasas, the mellows, and he wanted to release those and also give enjoyment to others, to all, and he wanted to expand Eka Bahunam and Vividhati Kama. And this is the desire of the Lord. And he was given the assignment to whom? Lord Brahma was given the assignment. And when Lord Brahma brought this Manus and this Manas Putras, and they refused, particularly these 4 Kumaras, and they refused to go to this marital affairs and to go into this material enjoyment and to help expanding themselves. Brahma became furious, very furious. And out of the anger Rudra came out from his forehead, and in the form of what? In the form of Ardhanarishwar, and half male and half female. And from the male, there came out the 11 Rudras, male Rudra, and from the female side came the 11 Rudras. This is how it is described in Rig Veda, the first, second, and third. And also it is described in the sixth cantos of Srimad Bhagavatam. And also it is very clearly described in Ramayana as well. The names, everything about the Rudra, all the 11 plus 11, that is 22 Rudras, 11 male coming from the male side and 11 Rudras coming from the female side. But finally, Lord Brahma given this assignment of Rudra to take care of the annihilation for different aspects, both at the cosmic level as well as the individual level. And if you read the Rig Veda, particularly if you read the Rig Veda, first chapter of Rig Veda, describing about Rudra, it is very clearly mentioned that Rudra is given the responsibility to man the 11 entities which are getting contaminated by the intelligent mind. Those who are contaminating these 11 senses will be taken care by the Rudra. What are this 11? There is 10 Vayu, that is the energy of the Lord, 10 energy that is also coming in the form of 5 Karmendriya and Gyanendriya, and the Atman that is also called the mind. And Brahma given the assignment to the entire cosmic level as well as the individual level to Rudra to take care, and each and every Rudra were taken care by the 11 different aspects of this body. I'm not going to detail because I don't have that kind of knowledge about that. My humble request to all, please excuse me, forgive me for that. But he has given the assignment to mend the individual entity, and finally to help them to getting the Ru, means the knowledge of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and help them reaching to the lotus feet of the Lord. This is the objective Brahma has given this assignment to Rudra. And each and every Rudra in different forms, they take care of our senses as well as the mind. And Sadasiva take care of this mind itself and helps us in coming closer to the Lord by mending us, right? And this is how the Rudra is given assignment. Now here Lord Shiva again, he is reciting that those who are protected, those who reach to the lotus feet of the Lord, they always feel protected. They never get afraid. Fear is far away from them. And what he says, and we can see good number of instances in that. Very good number of examples we've seen in Srimad Bhagavatam. And even in our day-to-day modern life also. I've seen good number of devotees in Jagannath Puri or maybe Tirupati. If you know about this in different Sampradaya, in many ways they were tortured. There are many ways they were tortured. Quresh, as a devotee, as the disciple of Ramanujacharya, you know the story of Quresh, how he was captivated by the king, and both the eyes were taken away, right? He got blinded, but still he never compromised, and never compromised, and never compromised in saying that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Though the king tortured him in a big way, his associate was brutally killed in the jungle. But seeing all these things also, he never get bewildered. Quresh never get bewildered. Hathiram Baba is another example. And if you go to Tirupati and if you listen about Hathiram Baba, I just recently visited Tirupati, and one of his disciples was narrating the story, how the king tortured him and wanted to punish him. And next day he declared that if you do not prove yourself that Krishna is speaking with you, or Krishna is playing with you, if you don't prove it, that I will kill you. And he was imprisoned, and the king deliberately knew that he cannot eat sugarcane. He cannot chew sugar cane. And what the king did, the king ordered that he should be given the tons of your sugar cane, and he was imprisoned. And the sugar cane was load of sugar cane was put in this room, in the case, in this prison, and he was asked to eat all the sugar cane at once before next day. You got the point? So when the Hathiram told Krishna, the king, that Krishna is coming to me each and every day and we are playing with him, the king became furious and he imprisoned him, saying that if you don't prove that Krishna is with you, I'll kill you. And he put him in the prison and wanted him to eat the quintals, the tons of sugar cane only in the night time, in 12 hours. What happened? The Lord came in the form of elephant, and he came to the room and he ate all the sugar cane inside the prison house. And that's why he's given the name of Hathiram Baba. Jagannath Das, one of the very close associates of, he was a devotee of Lord Jagannath in Jagannath Puri. And he was preaching Srimad Bhagavatam, and particularly he established the kutir, bhajan kutir, and particularly when in the evening time, after finishing all their housecore activities, all the ladies used to assemble together. And being a sannyasi and the guru of the Raja, and he was not allowed to sit in front of or the sit being associated with the ladies, right, Matajis. But what he did, he used to preach Srimad Bhagavatam within the ladies group. And the king's men, what they did, they complained about the Jagannath Das to king. And the king ordered him, being a Rajguru and the Raj Purohit and also a sannyasa, you should not break the rule. And you will be punished. And he was presented in the court. And he says, Jagannath says, Krishna was the only supreme personality. He is the only Purusha. And we all are not Purusha. And he says that there is no difference between the threes, the ladies and myself. I can consider myself as a Nari, as a woman. And what happened? The king ordered him, asked him to prove tomorrow you come at 10 o'clock in the morning, and in front of the entire court, you need to prove that you are a lady. And I want to see you in the form of a woman with saris. And also, you will not say that I will not be looking to your body as the male form, but I want to see your female form. At once, Lord Jagannath Das went to the Lord Jagannath and narrated each and everything. And Jagannath given a assurance, you don't worry, do what I'm saying. He went there. Lord Jagannath says what? Please reach to the court exactly at 10 o'clock. Without any fear, without any lamentation, without anything. I'll be taking care. He reached exactly at 10 o'clock in front of all the court, kinsmen said, the king himself. But however, the king could not see Jagannath Das. The king and other people could only see Jagannath Das in a female form with all the paraphernalia of a female. Wearing a sari, wonderful, he's looking very beautiful. But what happens? Lord Jagannath Das he described that, Prabhu, you come in the form for me, only for me. You are coming to protect me in the form. You took this form of a female. And that's why he's narrated a beautiful Tutai Sakala Maya Mohak Prabhu Tuma Preme Bandha Hoyeshi Niti Mari Mari Banchichi Prabhu He Jivana Jauchi Sari Sari Maha Prabhu He Tume Acha Boli Achi Mohi. It's a beautiful verse is written. Oh Prabhu, I am there because I do exist because of your existence. I cease to exist without you. So the whole universe is there because of you. So this is the devotee, this is the vision of the devotee. And whether it is a Rudra Bhaya or any Bhaya, fear for death, fear of losing fame, fear of losing money, never touch the devotee. Because why? The devotee always feel protected, always feel companion of the Lord. We can see the beautiful person of the Vritrasur, how Vritrasur used to, the moment he got to know that this Vajra is there, and the Vajra is nothing but the dedication, the commitment, and also the blessings coming from a devotee of the Lord. Immediately what he did? Immediately he says, oh, please come. Indra, please come, pick up the Vajra and kill me at once. Because there is this is a win-win situation for both of us. The moment you kill me, immediately, because I am remembering Krishna, I am remembering Lord at this moment. And there is a promise of the Lord. The moment I am remembering, immediately, Kalevaram, if I am releasing this body, I'll come to this lotus feet of the Lord. And also you'll gain this kingdom. I do not have the fear. And this is a blessing for me. Nanaka Pushtam, Nachapur Mishtam, Najoga Siddhi, Narashadipatyam. This is a wonderful prayer where immediately he started remembering Lord and become completely fearless. All his desire, everything vanished, and immediately he started remembering Krishna and begging to kill. Even he is ready to give up this body. I have no pride. I don't have the attachment. The devotee do not have the attachment to the body. Samasritai padapallabam plabam mahat padam punya jasho murare bhava ambado vasya param padam 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 jat vipadam natesha. And you feel protected because the material world is full of miseries, full of hurdles, right? But the moment somebody surrendered to this lotus feet of the Lord, samasritai padapallabam plabam. The plabam, this body, if I am surrendering this to this lotus feet of the Lord, to this lotus feet of Murari, Mahat Padam Punya Jasho Murari. And what to do? Bhava Ambadho Vasya Param Padam. The material ocean, Ambadho means ocean, the ocean. The huge ocean looks like what? The water holdings in this feet of the scarf. It looks like this. You see this analogy. Even this ocean, the material ocean, is so big that also be resemble or looks like as if the water, the foot of calf holding water. This is the assurance the devotee get from the Lord. This kind of assurance that comes to this closure to God. And this is the strength of the devotee. Samasritai padapallabam plabam mahat padam punya jasho murare bhava ambado vasya param padam 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 jat vipadam natesha. And there is no hurdles, there is no lamentation, there is no bipada, there is no fear. And this is known very well by the devotees. And Lord Shiva very well knows. This is what the position of the Lord. Jumam evam asam mudho janati purushottamam sasarbabit bhajati mam sarva bhavena bharata. 15.19 Bhagavad Gita. Asam mudho, those who are totally been, there is no iota of foolishness. That means they are sumedhasa. What they do? They understand me as Purushottam. They know me as Purushottam. And what they do? By knowing is not enough. Definitely here Lord Krishna says, Srila Prabhupada also, in this particular, here is Taktva Deham Punarjanmam Nayati Mameti Savarjanam. Just by knowing Janma Karma Chame Divyam Gyati Jo Betut Taptata. So logically knows Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And he knows about the Janma and Karma of Krishna. But still, what he says, Tattva deham punarjanmam nayati mameti. So Arjuna, this is the blessings of the Lord. But still, knowing Supreme Person, Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. What it does? Tattva deham, Jumam ebam asammudho janati purushattam. What it does? So sarvabit, after knowing each and everything. What it do? What he start? He start engaging in the devotional service. So sarvabit bhajati mam. Bhajati mam. And he start engaging in bhajana kriya, in the devotional service. And how? Sarva bhavena bharat. By giving all the bhavas to the Lord. And this is how we are introduced to Krishna Bhavanamrit by our Srila Prabhupada. And this is how, since we are having a contaminated bhava, that we cannot understand the real essence of the transcendental loving exchange of the Lord. That's why this is the blessings Srila Prabhupada has given to us, how to purify our bhavas and offer it to the Lord. Sarva bhavena bharata, so that we understand the real meaning, the essence of the life, and go back to our Godhead, go back to Krishna, go back, and we can serve Krishna and enjoy in fullest. Thank you very much for your participation. Thanks very much for giving me listening to this wonderful Rudra Geet. And if you have anything to share, kindly please share. I request you. And also, if you have any questions, we can take questions and answer. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Prabhuji, for the wonderful class, and you have nicely glorified out of three things that you mentioned, three main things: glorification of Lord, devotional service, and devotees. And you have very nicely glorified everything. And in between, you mentioned that like one of the takeaway for me was devotees gets the blessings of Guru and Lord, and hence they are fearless.
Correct.
So like whereas I mean here like you mentioned that this verse nicely differentiated the state of the non-devotee versus devotee, and this verse mainly described about the fear. It was a very nice project, very nice class. And devotees lines are already unmuted, and you can unmute and ask any questions that you may have.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
The first time I heard that, I heard that Shiva comes from the anger of Brahma, but you said it is in the form of Ardhanari Rupa, and from the male form 11 Shivas and female, like male form 7 Shivas, ultimately Sadashiva comes. And what about female forms, Prabhu, like 11 Shivas? What are they? Can you just enlighten us?
Yes, ma'am. So, as I told you, this the Ardhanarishwar, in the form of Ardhanarishwar came Rudra, and the name are different from different text. If you look at Ramayana, the 11 name of Rudra are different. Somehow, almost 7, 8 are same, but 2, 3 names are different. But let's go to our Srimad Bhagavatam, what is described in Srimad Bhagavatam, the 11 name of the Rudra. And let me tell you this 11 name. First is Manyu. Second is Manu. Third is Mahamasha. Fourth is Mahan. Fourth is Shiva. Fifth is Shiva. Rudhvaja. The sixth. Ugretas. 7. Bhava. 8. Kama. 9. Vamadeva. 10. And Dhitabrata is 11. Dhitra, what is that? Dhratabrat. And this is described in in the 11 form coming from the male Ardhanari, right, Mataji? And this is from the Vishnu Purana. These names are from Vishnu Purana. I've written some names from the Vishnu Purana and also from Ramayana. And let me tell you this 11 coming from female side of. These are the name of 11 Rudranis particular. This is not Rudra, this is Rudranis. First is Dhi. Dhi, Briti, Ushana, Urna, Niyuta, Sarpis, Ila. You might have heard about Ila, Ambika, Iravati, Sudha, Dikhya. This is the 11th name of the female Rudranis basically. So 11 Rudras and 11 Rudranis. So Brahma allocated, as I told you, that's 11 things, that is including this senses, 5 senses, 5 organs of action, and also the mind. This is the 11 that's coming, and he's given the responsibility, both the female side as the male side, to both of them. That's why it is, you'll see the balance. I'm not going deep down to that because this is another chapter, big chapter. And Puranas, if you look at the Vishnu Puran, it is described at the activities of these responsibilities. And they have a different name also. For example, name like Aja, Ekapada, Avirbhudaya, Tattva, Rudra, Hara, Sambhu, Trayambaka, Aparajita, Ishana, Tribhuvana. These are the name and responsibility given for the different organs by Brahmaji to the Rudra. So these are name, and you can find it from different texts, Mataji. Srimad Bhagavatam has given different name, but Ramayana has got different names, and also I was reading the Padma Puran that has got different name. But mostly, more or less, probably the name could be different, but probably sometimes what happened, Krishna is known as Jasoda Nandan. Krishna is also known as Devaki Nandan. So different name, but Krishna is same. So similarly, all the 11 Rudras are the same, but sometimes the names are different, but the responsibility remains same. That's what I try to say. In Bhagavad Gita, the 11 names are very different. And if you, yes, Mataji. And if you want to read this, the name of this Rudras, it is described in Canto 6, chapter 6, and verse 17 and 18, Mataji. This is the reference point. 6 and 17, 18. Srimad Bhagavatam.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna. So any Mataji's probably would like to add anything from this verse, or you can, the time is over now. So Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu, like if anybody has one more question, we can take Prabhu. We have 1 more minute. Hare Krishna, what is any last question? Saraswati Mataji mentioned that Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranams Prabhuji. Thanks for the wonderful teachings.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you very much.